Hey guys, time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. The shop is still not bright because the Gia is next door still, but I just walked over and took a look at it. It's probably like 90% done as far as putting the carpet in, and it looks amazing. I can't wait to bring it back over here tomorrow and then show it to you guys tomorrow evening. But in the meantime, let's see what we did today. Today, Rafa and I pretty much focused on the 61 bus. This is the walkthrough of the two twins. There's the non-walkthrough 59. And let's see, so today Rafa installed the speaker behind the dash there. He had previously installed the radio. I think I talked about that yesterday, but the speaker went in and it was all wired in. I think he installed the brace here for the steering column. And there was some other little odds and ends. I think he installed the horn. Let's see, is there a horn there? There's the horn. So yeah, again, just keeping these projects moving forward. It's a lot of little things like that aren't necessarily exciting or interesting to talk about, but they're part of building pretty much a complete vehicle from a shell and a pile of parts. The big thing that happened to this one today, though, is a lot of the windows went in. So most of the pop-outs went in. So you can see 3 on this side. And on this side, there's only 2. Well, why is that? So the owner provided the parts for this bus, and he had most of the pop-out window frames he had were original. Actually, all but 1 of the 6 was original. But this one, which was an original one, is actually missing the sort of L-shaped bracket like you see right here that the pop-out latch, or spoon as these are called, mounts to. And so yeah, we couldn't use it. So he's buying a new frame, a new pair of frame halves. And then he's gonna have to have it painted to match the bus. So yeah, in the meantime, this is the seals for it. This is the piece of glass for it. This is the latch here. Pretty much have everything except a frame that has all the right pieces. That little latch is basically welded on there. So one option we gave him was to find a donor latch off a frame that wasn't very nice, and we could have welded it on here, but then the paint would still have to be touched up. So, for sake of keeping things moving, he just was going to buy a new frame and then have his painter paint it. His painter's already painting some other miscellaneous items for this bus. So, not a big deal though. We got the other ones in, and we also got in some of the fixed windows. So we got in the 2 rear fixed windows here, and then on the other side, we got in the corner windows, which can be a challenge on the 23 windows, and the rear fixed window went in pretty much without any real drama on all these windows. The corner windows fought us a little bit, not surprisingly. What did fight us a lot, though, that we had intended to install was the skylight windows. So we first tried to install that one and didn't have much luck, so we moved on and tried to install that one. Also didn't have any luck to speak of. And so we're going to have to kind of regroup here and see what we need to do. Our suspicion is that this lip here that the seal kind of goes around it's a bit fat. We usually like to see this metal rim here quite a bit narrower. This is looking pretty chubby. So I'm talking about basically this distance here. And so, of course, if this opening here is too small, you can imagine how that would make getting this small piece of curved glass in there difficult. We actually like it to look more like this. So you can see this is pretty narrow all the way around. Yeah, like that. So we may have to get in there and grind those lips. Again, our shop didn't handle the paint and body on this bus. That's one thing that we're always super cognizant about, is going ahead before the bus sees any paint and grinding these lips kind of down and making them thin enough that we feel that the windows are going to go in. and not fight us. So we'll see what we have to do there. It's going to be a pain in the butt, whatever it is. But again, the first two we tried, no dice. So we're going to have to do something. And what else? Yeah, that's kind of it really for this one today. Putting these windows in is really kind of a pain in the butt. We both kind of worked on it pretty much all day, getting in the windows that you see here, and then the few things that I mentioned that Rafa did. So that's a big job. These buses have a lot of windows. We didn't even get them all in yet, and we both burned through, you know, a better part of a day doing it. So let me switch gears a little bit. One of our viewers, Robert Green, was asking about some of the motors in the shop. So let me just talk about the motors in the shop real quick. This is the 40 horse actually for this bus here. We're waiting on the muffler for this one to come back from ceramic coating, and then it's pretty much done and ready to go in the bus. This motor, which I think may have been what he was asking about, this is just kind of like a motor we have up here for display. It's kind of cool because it's got some pretty interesting new old stock parts on it. This weird looking exhaust system, which you can see is new old stock. Obviously, I think if you actually fired up a motor with this thing, this blue paint would all probably come right off, and the sticker, of course, would all be burnt off. Some other new old stock parts on this car. This is actually a new old stock cylinder tin here. This is a new old stock generator backing plate here. I think there were maybe a few other new old stock parts on this motor. I don't remember, but yeah, it's got this pretty cool dual carb kit. So it's not like a Ocrasa kit where it uses different dual port heads. This one uses the stock heads and then mounts a little Solex 28 PCI on each side. Basically the stock carburetor this motor would use, but then it uses two of them. I don't remember who made this kit, but it's pretty cool. And Bosch O19 distributor. Really nice shape. So yeah, it's just kind of a display piece, conversation piece, whatever you want to call it. Old school Fram oil filter. This motor is a 36 horse core that I bought. I got a pretty good deal on it. We're gonna probably go ahead and rebuild it. And then the motor that's covered up with plastic here is actually the motor for the 69 cow look. So this is a 1967 cc motor. It's 74 millimeter stroke by 92 bore. It's got level 5 heads on it with big valves and ported, CNC ported, Engel 120 cam, chromoly push rods, 12-pound flywheel. This is going to be a little screamer. This thing's going to scoot. It's going to be a good match for an old school cowlick car. So I think those are probably the only motors we have sitting around at the moment. Again, one of our viewers was asking about them, so I thought I'd just spend a few minutes and talk about them. So that is it for today, guys, and we will see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Good night.